So tell us about some of the things that you've played and what brings you so much joy.
Well, oh my God, I was Mikey Palmice on The Sopranos. I was Marty Spinella on House of Cards. For 5 years, I was, I can't believe I don't remember my character name on Person of Interest for 5 years with Taraji Henson.
Write in and help us remember. Go ahead.
God, what was my... Raymond Tierney, Detective Raymond Tierney. I was the bad guy from oh, Jesus. Anyway, I was the bad guy.
When you did Reacher, did you film that in Pittsburgh? Where did you do that?
No, Reacher, the first season took place, it's the TV show Reacher. The first season took place in Georgia. They filmed it in Toronto. The second season takes place in Brooklyn. It'll be out soon as the strike's over, because we're not allowed to promote it until SAG, so they're not, Amazon's not releasing it until after the strike. That takes place in Brooklyn. We shot it in Toronto.
Now, your background, tell us about how you decided to choose this as your journey. Or did it choose you? Did somebody like tap you on the shoulder and say, come over this way?
It kind of chose me. I was 12 years old, and I was in the Nanuet Mall Cinema in Nanuet, New York, and I saw a movie called Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid with Robert Redford and Paul Newman and can't remember who else, but that was it. I was like, I didn't know what a director did. I didn't know what a producer did. I wasn't even sure if those were actors or real cowboys, but I wanted to be in that movie. So that was it. I was going to be an actor.
We have a little funny thing in common then, because I wrote to them around the same age, because we're close to the same age, and I wrote a letter to MGM to say I wanted to find out how to be a movie star. And they wrote me back. And on the envelope, it has the stamp of that film, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance. I kid you not. And it's hanging in my TV studio right now. So that's kind of what you saw. I also loved Kramer versus Kramer. So I watched the movie and I said, you know what? That's what I want to do.
Academy Award winner, 1980. So what did they write you back? Don't leave us in suspense.
Okay. They said, thank you so much. We suggest that you talk to your local drama teacher and that there are many different pathways to success. It was super kind, and it now hangs in my television studio that I own. And it makes me happy, but now I'll know that we have that in common. So the journey for all of us is a little different. And are you still, obviously, you love what you do. You're passionate about it, right? Is there a character you haven't played yet or something you want to try that you're looking for that script?
It's funny you should ask. Like, I've played many characters, from gay people to straight people to murderers to priests but I was in acting class with George Clooney, Patrick Swayze, and Archer. Deborah Rennard right here was in my
Is that
class.
your bride?
What?
Is that your bride?
No, we're not married, but we sing together all over the world.
Oh, nice.
We've been partners for 11 years. Okay. And we met in acting class in 1984, and Archer was in our class, Kirstie Alley. I always wanted to play Frankenfooter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show and sing, how'd you do? I see you met my faithful handyman. And I never did it. And I could have done it in class with the whole production, and I didn't do it. And I've always regretted that.
And you've regretted that?
Yeah.
Okay. But you saw him debut what he could be doing, possibly, if they make a revival.
Oh, say it again.
This was your audition if they do a revival.
Yes.
This was his
I'm
audition.
too old now. I'm too old to even play Riff Raff. I'm too old to play the professor where they met.
And speaking of the professor, did you just see somebody dressed up like Gilligan? I mean, there's so many people. They're so great here. Like the fans. It's all about the fans. And are you having the best time of your life meeting everybody?
Oh, it's great. No, it is. You meet people who love your show, who appreciate your work. They sit here and tell you nice things. It's ridiculous. How could you not? If you're not having a good time here, there's something seriously wrong with you.
You know what today is? Today is like that 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you kind of need to go get like a candy bar or something. That's what the energy is right now between these guys.
Crazy. We met in 1984 in acting class, and we lost touch for many years, but then when we got back in touch, we started singing at charity events, and people liked what we did, and they asked where we were performing, so we figured we better have a show.
Put on a show.
So we created a show.
Now tell us about a song that you do well together as a duet. What's one of your favorites?
We have a few that we love as duets. We do from Phantom of the Opera, we do All I Ask of You, which is a beautiful love duet. And then we do another ballad love duet that Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond did called You Don't Bring Me Flowers. And that's
I know that one. You don't bring me flowers anymore.
That's exactly right.
I love that song. That's a good song.
Great song. Yeah, you should.
I'm going to go see their show, and will you please join me? Come
We sing
see
the
their show.
prayer,
Sing the prayer. That's the Andrea Bocelli Celine Dion song. Yeah.
sing Something Stupid that Sinatra sang with his daughter. It's basically the hits from the 60s and 70s, but the songs that we love and have personal reasons for singing. And Joey Malati, who's been with Barry Manilow since the late 80s, he's our musical director. We fly him in from Vegas. We play Vegas, LA, New York. We just played, as I said, in the Philippines and in Italy.
And did you tell her that we opened for Herman's Hermits at PNC Bank Arts Center?
PNC.
In July, yes, it was awesome.
8,000 seats sold out. And they all came to see me.
You know what? But this microphone is like a metronome. It's like,
God.
So why don't you put us on the same side? You put us on the same side. You just have to go like this.
don't miss us. Don't miss us. I just figured, I was like the thorn between two roses. Okay? Stay tuned for more. We're living it up right here at the Chiller Theater event. Be well. All right, Matt. So we've been having, this must be the funnest room. Have you been hanging out with all of them like at a different convention, or is this the first time you've met some of them?
First time I'm meeting Harrison and Deborah. Al, of course, I know from Sopranos, but we also did a show after Sopranos called Brotherhood over on Showtime with Annabeth Gish, who is also here as well. Little Brotherhood reunion. But Al and I, knowing each other for decades, know exactly where to pick up and start giving each other a hard time. And of course, as fans come up and say nice things to either one of us, we're commenting like, oh, no, he's not a good actor. So that helps the time to pass. I'm a professional now. I bring music because that really helps make the room fun. And Bobby brings food.
Bobby's cool.
Yeah,
So
Bobby's
this is
nice.
like Bobby's room, right? You guys, this is Bobby's room, okay? So anybody who's anybody, if you get in this room, it's pretty much fun.
My life story. So then I was 13 and I came home from reform school.
Yeah, I'm like the sorbet, like she's trying to change the palette.
I was gonna say, I need the hook, No, Al, we love you. We love you, Al. No, I love Al. I love Al. All right, man. All right, but it's back to Matt. Now, Matt, what was your favorite memory of second grade? See, because now you get to go back.
Exactly. I'm going to go all the way. My favorite memory was that Al Sapienza was not in my second grade class.
Okay.
That was my favorite.
That was your favorite memory. Where did you actually grow up, in all seriousness?
I grew up in Detroit, Michigan.
You did?
I did.
My son, go blue. His first year.
Huge.
Yes.
They're off this week.
They are.
Yes. I'm a huge Michigan fan. In fact, I'm taking my son to go look at Michigan in November. So, yeah, he's a senior in high school. I grew up on the east side of the city and left for New York to go to acting school at 20 and never looked back. But all my family's still there. My mother, my sister, a lot of my best friends and relatives, yeah.
It's a nice part of the country. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's so neighborly. So when you go to the CVS, Matt, they actually walk. If you say, "Oh, where's this?" they walk you there. that doesn't.
She came back.
That does not happen in New York.
No, not really.
It's over there somewhere. Yeah. Maybe or maybe not. Right?
It is disconcerting when I go home, just like how genuinely nice people are. Not in a sort of supercilious kind of way, but I mean they're really very nice, and it kind of always takes me a week of being home to be, and then just about the time I get used to it, I come back home and it's like, hey, screw you! What do you think I work here? Get out of here! Yeah.
Is there a role, I asked Al the same question, a role you haven't played yet that you would just love to?
Oh, man. Listen, I did a ton of theater training, so there's a bunch of theater roles, Shakespeare and Chekhov and all these great roles. But really, I've spent a big chunk of my career playing very serious, heavy roles. And everybody that knows me, in my soul, it's all comedy. So I am truly still kind of waiting for that great, probably not a sitcom role, but there's so many great sort of shows now that are dark comedy, and that sort of stuff. And I would love an opportunity to play a lead in a sort of comedic show. Yeah.
Climbing over the hedges and peeking in or something like that.
I mean, I love things like Barry, more like that. A little, yes, you know what I mean? I got to do that show this year. So, I mean, really, a show that kind of teeters between the two. So, I mean, like when I get a dramatic role, the first thing I do is look for any moments of levity, and then when I get a comedic role, first thing I do is I'm looking for some moments, because I always feel like to make people laugh, you got to kind of make them care first, you know. So, anyways, yeah, that's sort of hopefully that's what's still sitting out there for me, is a chance to do a lot more comedy.
And he's so wonderful. Like when I got a chance to interview him, Henry Winkler. Henry Winkler?
Oh, Henry Winkler. He's the best, yeah.
So when I interviewed Henry Winkler, Matt, I was down at NatB, and all of a sudden I'm talking to him, and I've been doing this for a long time, like 17 years. But I looked at him and I'm like, I'm talking to the Fonz, and like my knees got a little weak.
Yeah. And he is the nicest, most accessible human being in show business. I mean, there's just truly, I can't think of, Ralph Macchio might be the only other one that gives him a run for his money as like just genuinely super, super nice. And Henry, I did an episode of Royal Pains with Henry, and we shot at Jones Beach, somewhere out on the island. And a lot of fans noticed what we were shooting, so they all come up, and they had ropes set up so people couldn't, get into the scene. But Henry went up and down the rope, shaking hands, signing things, hugging babies for hours. I mean, every time between takes, he would go over and greet the fans and come back. And I thought, man, that guy is he doesn't miss a chance to make a human connection.
And I guess that's what this is all about too. We were saying like we're in Bobby's room, which we are, and it's about that. It's about that human connection, and it's about just thanking the fans. So we hope that we brought you a taste of what it's like to be here, and I hope it was fun for you to watch. I'm Donna Drake, and this is Matt, and we're signing off. Bye.